Alright, hello everyone. Today I'm gonna try to finish Jade Empire today.
Yes, yes, what can I do for you?
Going off to the
Busy,
Imperial
busy. No
Palace,
time for chatty,
and once
chatty.
you go there, you basically can't do any more side quests. You're just railroaded up until the end of the game from that point on.
Good. My father has much to answer for. I know he will explain everything, and if Death's Hand is there, I'll have some words for him as well. Kang, those flags that I gave you, the ones with the royal seals, mount them on your pile of scrap and let's go. I don't want to waste any more time.
Yes, ma'am, no argument. Garish flags to stop the turrets. Just no yelling while we fly. The space is small and it echoes loudly. Yes, Princess. At your word.
Sure, let's go through the minigame. Of Dragon's Wrath, just because it's broken. And Shrieking Fury, sure. I did a bunch of flyer stuff off screen, like basically all of Kingdom Ad's side quests I did off screen. A lot of it's just flyer minigames and pulling levers. Pulling levers in the right order and reading notes to know which orders to put them in. It's not very entertaining. Jeez, flying straight into me. Shield. And now it's all back. Go ahead and use Dragon's Wrath just to show what it does. It kills everything. It was extremely useful for the final flying mission for Kang's side quest. And this one didn't even have a boss. Okay, hello everyone. I'm seeing now more people are showing up. When it started, there was like no one here watching. Which isn't too surprising since I'm streaming on a Monday now. Early in the day too. I figured this would conflict with a lot of people's schedules, but I wanted to have enough time in the day to get through the game. Not seeing any of those Flad Silk Fox was talking about. Pretty sure that was just a hand wave excuse to get us actually in here. The heart of enemy territory.
We must hurry to my father. This entrance allows me to come and go as I please. There are no guards or sentries here to hinder us.
No!
What is that little demon host doing now? We don't have time for this.
The time has come, mortal. I won't share this shell anymore. I'll destroy you, Chaikar, and her mind as well, if I have to.
Right, so let's pick which party member you want to keep. Chaikar or Yazhen? Yazhen is much more interesting.
Ha! I knew you'd see it my way. Come into what's left of this wretch's spirit, and give me my freedom.
Everyone is saying it's different days now. I'm pretty sure it's Monday. You guys forced me to double check. I was pretty sure of what day it was, but yeah. At the time of streaming, it is Monday. Not even Yajin is basically the only way Chai-Ka will ever go against you.
Longsword!
Wasn't much of a fight, though a big car drove by as soon as it went on.
Now this pitiful girl will feel agony for resisting me for so long. And you, with this girl's mind as the offering, I bow to you, my master.
Doesn't actually bow, he kinda can't with his proportions. You could potentially not have that encounter at all if you never, like, talked to Wildflower enough and actually got Yajin.
Well, I'm glad to see you are back. What was all that about?
It is nothing. An annoyance was purged. It does not concern you.
It's another headache for my followers, nothing new.
Wildflower looks somehow different. Are you certain she is well?
Ah, she's fine.
No worse than the rest of us will be if we don't get moving.
Yes, while you were elsewhere, a servant tried to warn me against entering my own home. We need to confront my father as soon as possible. I must hear it from my father's mouth. I must hear how he explains all these lies, the golems, Death's Hand, all of it. You go ahead, but only take one other with you. The rest should guard the rear and only fight if needed. I do not want a full war within these sacred walls. I would prefer to be up front, but if not, I will catch up if there is anything important to say. Come, let's go.
The lions keep cutting themselves off. I'm not sure what's up with that. See what happens if we talk to Wildflower now. She just flips her shit.
Find the Emperor. Face him. No matter what his daughter says, you can do what you want. What's the point of having a will if you do not enforce it?
What are your thoughts, Demon?
We waste time in petty errands, while spectacular prey waits for you in the palace. Hurry up, Master.
Did not mean to talk to Ho.
Can't believe we're actually inside the Emperor's palace. I must admit, I feel as though I'm trespassing, like I don't belong here. Perhaps the Emperor can give me some courage. I seem to have lost mine. As you say, I will be here scrubbing your pots until you call upon me again.
There is no time for discussion. We should hurry to my father as quickly as possible.
I thought there'd be more half-dressed serving girls with bowls of wine and food. What kind of emperor doesn't have serving girls? Let's get going. Maybe he keeps the good stuff farther in.
I'd like to hear more about your past.
I'm a fighter, not a damn history book. No more stories. You've got my fists and my axes. That's enough. Let's find someone to kill.
I'm staying here for what I like to call safety. If you want to take a jaunt out of here, let me know. Other than that, I'm staying put.
I'm surprised I can actually take the flyer to go somewhere else. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that, though.
If you succeed at whatever it is you're doing, maybe later we can do some loops.
At whatever it is you're doing.
I wish we could have visited the palace under better circumstances. I feel like an invader in the heart of my own land. Let's keep moving.
We should keep moving. It would be most impolite to miss an appointment with the Emperor himself.
We don't really have an appointment, we're just kind of running in here.
The palace is ancient. Some say it was a celestial gift. It shouldn't be misused.
There's a really cruel thing you can do if you're like Matt's closed fist. As evil as can be. Hopefully I'll hit that point by the end of this. Difference between 780p and 1080p. Just higher quality, basically.
Longsword!
This is unnecessary, but... Oh, it's a Lotus Assassin. Thank you for letting me take the time to charge that up. Ah, you bitch.
Feel longsword!
Yeah, I guess we'll do that. 28 points. Let's max out Jade Golem. I guess the rest can go into Mirabelle. I got some sort of technique for reading that. Studies of the Celestial Order, okay. Guess I just read enough of the right books.
This is one of the many spires within the palace, where visitors are raised as if by the glory of the Empire. Without a guide, you could be lost here for days.
And now the party comes. I feel like how the loading screens are relevant to the area you're in.
Try not to damage anything. The Empire has seen enough disgrace.
Longsword!
Yeah, the further we get inside the Imperial Palace, we can see like the walls are fucked up.
We are nearly to the throne room. Although my father has let these unseen parts of the palace fall into disrepair, these chambers are the tombs of past leaders. We would be here for days, and you likely know the most prominent anyway. Sagacious Tian, the first emperor, founder of the Jade Empire, and builder of the wall. Cormia, the Swift Era, defender of the First Age and commander of the Borderlands during the Horse Lord incursions. Sangxi, the Broken Bow, the first woman to rule openly. She changed more in a single valiant battle than many others did with entire campaigns. The latest tombs belong to the Emperor's brothers, Prince Sun Li and Sun Qin. You have caused me to doubt this, but here they are for your own eyes to see. That is what you said he told you, but here is the tomb of the glorious strategist before you. Is this all a lie?
I mean, it's just a gate. Have you seen inside of it?
No, they have been sealed for 20 years. I don't have any more proof than what was announced to the people. I don't know what that is worth anymore. And your next question will be, what is in there if the brothers aren't? I can't say, but my father will explain everything. He has to. But your conviction is disturbing. I will definitely bring this up with my father when we confront him. We are close to the throne room. The longer we take, the more questions I have.
Five silver. Alright, I think, what's his name? Zenbu.
Dead or alive, it doesn't matter to
Might
me.
have something
What
to
can I get
buy.
for you today?
Warrior of the Unyielding Heart, yeah. The Imperial Palace is a bit misleading in its size in the cutscene.
There it is. The entrance to my father's throne room. I doubt he'll take this intrusion kindly, especially not with the information we've learned. I don't know what
Yeah,
my
the Imperial
father has
Palace is
done,
like
or what his
4
reaction will
rooms,
be,
basically.
but I want you to know something. I've never cared for someone like this before, not for any man, or woman for that matter. We have to face my father and find out what has happened, what he has done. If we still can, afterwards, let's find out what we truly mean to each other. That's right, you don't. Now let's get this over with so we can return to more pleasurable tasks. The Emperor waits. I can only hope that my father has been the victim in this. I pray he has the answers I seek. The fate of the Empire depends on it.
Friends in high places. I think that's a technique unique to Silk Thoughts that you get for romancing her. And Sky and Dawnstar are just awkwardly there as the other romance options. There he is, finally, Master Li.
20 years, Li. I have waited long enough. Atone for your treachery and give me what I require.
Look to yourself, brother. You would have done the same.
I am the eldest, and therefore the Emperor. I have you at a disadvantage, and yet you toy with me. What do you know, glorious strategist? Where is the spirit monk amulet?
You will find out soon enough, brother.
Father!
Child? What are you doing here? I have important matters. And what have you done to yourself? You look like a common street woman. And who is this? You invite filth into the halls of my palace? This is not how the child of the Emperor should act.
Don't lecture me! Master Lee's student brought me evidence from the Lotus Assassin Fortress. You allowed Death's Hand to corrupt the Empire!
Master Lee's student.
And you are about to be humbled.
This child, the very person who tested my Lotus Assassins, brought to my doorstep by my own daughter. Brother Lee, did you plant the seeds for this fool to come here? Layers upon layers, always the glorious strategist. I am the Emperor. I am the heart of the Empire. Death's Hand is a diversion. He is Death's Hand. My hand. I don't blame you for your foolishness. What can you possibly know? The Emperor is the manifestation of divine power.
That is your role as figurehead. How could you betray the people? Your greed has unsettled the whole of the Empire. The dead no longer sleep.
My child, remember your place. I have no patience for anyone that challenges my authority, not even you. Kill the rest. They are unimportant.
No! I won't let you disgrace the Empire!
Enough! I am God, Emperor's son! In my youth, I ruled dutifully, but nature does not respect titles. Withering drought, not battle, threatened to take my throne, but I would not allow it. I assaulted the underworld and claimed the great water dragon, and neither the treachery of my siblings nor my failing body could stop me. I am no longer a slave to time's decay. My actions have brought the Empire great strength, and its Emperor endless power. Who among you would dare challenge my right to rule?
Hi, what's up?
That glow. Brother Lee hid the amulet in plain sight and acted as his own diversion, just as Death's Hand diverted attention from me. The obvious threat hid the insidious one. Do you even know what you hold, child? What truly led you here? But where did it begin? Do you blindly follow the will of your master? Is anything so simple? You were guided to me. What did Lee tell you? That I murdered your people and caused the restless dead? Side effects, afterthoughts. This is about power, and I will add yours to what I have stolen. Even if you are impervious to my sorcery, it changes nothing. I am a god. Come, student of Lee. Your quest for death is at an end.
And of course he walks away, so I have to fight his flunkies first. May as well use all my weapon attacks here, considering the Emperor's a spirit, so weapons won't work on him. I do like just like taking off someone's head and seeing all that blood splurt out. It's very satisfying. I do love just pulling out a gun. Oh, that's a dick move. Leave a trap in your throne room. Well, so much help for 173 silver. Wasn't even anything in that one. And all your friends are just collapsed. Even Master Lee, just out of it. Stomp on him.
What is this? Weaklings, all of you! Your defiance grows tiresome, student of Lee. You must learn your place in the order of things.
And more flunkies to fight. Didn't even mean to shoot you.
Longsword.
These are Lowe's Assassin Masters. Basically just means they have more HP. And magic. That's annoying. Another trap. There's a healing thing right over there, so it hardly matters at this point. One silver and a stat upgrade. A 1,000 silver. $4,000 silver. What did that technique give me out of curiosity? +7 chi, +1 charm. Hardly need persuasion check boost at this point. See, I'm going to go ahead and remove Jim's Frail Scholar. So -3 the body, which I don't want. I don't think I need any more, like, EXP from books. Oh, I just realized I didn't actually equip... I could have been equipping more gems. I got a gem slot boost and didn't equip more. Let's see, what all do I have? +6 body? Yeah, that's not bad. It's mine, sure. Another +6 body works. A bunch more HP.
Fools! Can you not dispose of one defiant peasant? Very well. I will face you myself, no matter your destiny. You will fall here today!
Do you also use Tempest? Yeah, immune to weapons.
Leaping tiger.
And... huh. Immune to fists as well? Yeah. Well, I could try attacking with magic, but I haven't really upgraded any magic, so, time to trivialize this. I was gonna fight him fairly, but he was immune to everything.
This cannot be! I am Emperor's son! I am a god!
I can turn into a Jade Golem. Basically trumps everything in this game. Oh, I remember now. Right. It's when he changes styles. When he has a weapon out, he can be hurt by physical attacks. When he has a martial style out, he can be hurt by weapons. And spamming the AoE is pretty annoying. Well, I trivialized most of the fight.
You have made me proud. Everything has gone as it should. I can see that, my student. Your abilities have grown immensely, but it also does my heart good to see that you have remembered the basics of what I taught. Even the flaws.
And we're dead. Roll credits. With a way to the underworld blot, death is only the beginning.
Death has come to you, but life can be regained. I will guide you through madness to the light. Follow the pillar of light.
Lost several key items. Won't be needing them anymore. Chapter 5. You died. I forgot you get this ghostly appearance for this section of the game.
Your master betrayed you, as he once betrayed his brother. A revenge years in the planning.
Keep me tight!
He trained you to fight a tyrant, but with a flaw. He wanted you vulnerable in your moment of triumph. The dragon amulet is in his hands, reassembled. He will consume my power, but all is not lost. Seek my light.
They do sort of allude to the betrayal if you actually pay attention to like some of Master Lee's scenes. It's a bit hard to notice.
The throne and my power. He will rule as a god unless he is stopped.
Certainly more obvious when you already know the twist. Oh, when I first played this game, I definitely didn't see it coming. It was all.
Your master, Sun Li, the glorious strategist, betrayed you. He killed you to claim the power of the Emperor, my power, as his own. You are dead. I am the Water Dragon, immortal guardian of the path to the underworld. I shepherd the dead, leading them to my holy temple in Dirge, the gateway to the afterlife. But 20 years ago, the Emperor and his brothers attacked Dirge. They burned my temple, slew my servants, and defiled my body so the Emperor could claim my power. When Emperor Sun Hai fell, I reclaimed some of my power, enough to call your spirit here. But now I am fading once more. Sun Li consumes my energy. Your former master has long desired power, to impose his will on the Empire. His plan took years to form, but the prize was too grand to let go to waste on his brother's madness. He consumes my essence to become a god, but he does not yet fully control his power. That is why I could bring you here, and why we can speak now. My strength wanes. We must act quickly. For you to fulfill your destiny, I must send you to Dirge now, while Sun Li struggles to control his newfound power. The glorious strategist knows patience. Li has planned this for 20 years. When Dirge fell, he rescued you only because he believed you were a tool he could use. You will learn this and more, but we must move quickly. When he discovers what I have done, he will try to seal this realm and prevent me from sending you to Dirge. My temple at Dirge is defiled. I do not have the power to restore you to life, but I can send your spirit to Dirge, so you may cleanse the taint corrupting my holy sanctum. Hurry! If you restore the fountains of Dirge, I can restore you to life. If you do not, Master Li will become unstoppable. Seek out Abbot Song. He will help you. Restore the fountains of Dirge. Restore my power, and I will speak to you again.
It's also something you can notice replaying the game. Just about everyone you fight that comments on your fighting style mentions there's like some sort of flaw, but they can't see it. They think that's part of your fighting style, but it is actually an intended flaw that Master Lee sort of like crafted into your style so he could exploit it at the end there. Like I said, even without the amulet, I can still equip stuff.
Leaping tiger. Longsword.
Correct.
This cannot be. Is it really possible? I sense the mark of the water dragon upon you. You have returned. I am the spirit of Abbot Song, slain many years ago by the glorious strategist. Before my death, I was the head of the Spirit Monk Order, your order. Master Lee? He is Sun Lee, the traitor. How out of balance the world has become when one of our order believes Sun Lee to be his master. You are a spirit monk, born here in Dirge and cleansed in the sacred fountains. You were an infant the day the Emperor and Sun Lee attacked our monastery. I tried to save you from the slaughter, only to lose you to Lee when he ripped you from the arms of your dying guardian. I can only imagine what lies and distortions he told you about Dirge, your heritage, and his own role in events here. But now, you deserve to hear the truth. 30 years ago, the long drought struck the land. For a decade, crops withered and died. Starving people across the Empire demanded that something be done. Despite his position, Emperor Sun Hai could not alter the natural order. He demanded that his brother, the glorious strategist, concoct a plan to rectify this insult. Through Sun Lee's cunning, the armies of the Emperor laid siege to the gates of Dirge. They came to seize the Water Dragon's power and her life-giving waters. The soldiers of the Imperial Army swarmed over us, too many to count. My spirit monks fought bravely, but I knew the battle was lost. We were beaten. All around me, my fellow spirit monks were dying. I tried to hold the attackers at bay. Prince Qin attacked me, and then Master Lee cut me down from behind. The Emperor ascended unopposed, but already Sun Lee and Prince Qin plotted against him. The glorious strategist was not content to watch his brother come to power. Emperor Sun Hai, ruler of the Jade Empire, stepped beyond his station and slew the water dragon, claiming her power for his own. His brothers tried to strike him down, but they could not know he would be so strong. Infused with the water dragon's power, he was now unbelievably powerful. Sun Li escaped with his life, but he left his brother, Prince Qin, to suffer the Emperor's terrible vengeance. A spirit monk child still lived. He killed your guardian. Claiming his identity, no longer a servant of the Emperor, Li abandoned his fearsome armor to become the master you thought you knew. If you and the amulet were the key to defeating his brother, he might still claim that power. Li disappeared with you and the amulet, escaping the Emperor's retribution. With his newfound power, the Emperor, as a taunt to his traitorous brother, bound Qin's spirit to the armor Li had left behind. And Death's Hand was born.
You were the last of the spirit monks. Sun Li saw our attempt to save you as confirmation of your importance. He believed you were meant to restore what he helped steal.
He trained you to be an instrument of vengeance, an agent to succeed where he and Prince Qin had failed. But with your death, the Emperor is now invincible. And the glorious strategist has won. You were the last of the spirit monks, but now you are just a ghost like the rest of us. No one is left to oppose Sun Li. You spoke with the water dragon? Of course. Only she could guide your spirit to Dirge, while all others must wander the mortal world. I worried that our last hope had died with you, but now I see you have come to restore the fountains of Dirge. The first step in restoring the water dragon herself. As leader of the spirit monks in life, I am bound by honor and duty to aid you in this task. I swear, I will not abandon you until the fountains of Dirge are restored. I can guide you here in Dirge, this lost home of yours. I know the monastery well, and will do everything in my power to help you restore the fountains. The fountains were tainted with human blood, which shattered their seals. The blood that stained them is gone. Replacing the seals should restore them. You are probably right. We must restore the water dragon's power before Sun Li gains full command of her powers.
Alright, now we have a new party member. Which he is the only one we can have right now. His support style is pretty broken. It recovers your chi, focus, and health. I'm gonna change into support style, because that's really damn useful. And we can still shot from Zinbu.
I feel terrible for the poor soul who took over my last position.
Like, somehow. Even though we're dead. Guess it makes about as much sense as being able to shot from him anywhere else. But yeah, I saw No Please ask that question about Master Li, but Abbott Saw him pretty much explained everything about him.
Leaping tiger.
These guys are sturdy. do weapons work on them now that I'm also a ghost? Nope, still immune. Not using my focus for anything else. I don't want it all to go away. I rarely use it, but I'm using the chi attack boost with my style to deal a bit more damage. I don't have any points in the chi damage, so it's not as big of an increase as it could have been. As long as you don't take too much damage in battle, like Abbott's Song can pretty much restore everything for you. The best party member in the game, but he's only available for this section of it. He's wailing on me now. This one was an asshole.
The guardian of this fountain is destroyed, and I weep for her. She was once one of our order, but lured by Lee's promises of wealth and power, she betrayed us.
Abbott, you could walk a bit closer to talk, you know.
This thing is the corrupted spirit of Xiang Wu. During the attack, she and several other spirit monks betrayed us by tainting the holy fountains with human blood. Long before the attack, Lee sent spies to bribe some of our weaker members. When they tainted the fountains, the power sustaining us against the army vanished. After the battle, the Emperor executed Xiang Wu and the others, and he used the power of the Water Dragon to bind their spirits to the fountains. The binding is a sacred ritual of the spirit monks. We can draw on the power of the Water Dragon to bind a spirit to us. It is one of our tools for shepherding the dead. Even before Dirge was befouled, there were ghosts in the world. Some spirits would become lost in their journey here, or refuse to let go of the mortal world and go mad. If we found one of these restless ghosts, we could bind it to us and bring it to Dirge. Then we would release the spirit, so the Water Dragon could lead it into the afterlife. The binding is a great gift from the Water Dragon, if used properly. But the power can be abused. The Emperor bound the traitors not to himself, but to a place. A spirit can never escape such a binding. It feels an inexorable pull, but it has nowhere to go. It feels a compulsion to obey, but is never given a command. The spirit twists and corrupts, and in its agony it goes mad. Binding a spirit to a place is a terrible crime for our order. The only thing worse is binding a living creature. Binding the living condemns them to a fate worse than death. It forces the subject to obey and robs them of their free will. As a spirit monk, you must never do such a thing. The ability to bind spirits comes from the essence of the Water Dragon inside you. You may not have the power now, but one day you will be able to call upon it when needed. But this is not the time for lessons or instruction. The Guardian is dead, but you must place the seal on the fountain for it to be fully restored.
The whole binding thing is going to come up again later.
It worked! The fountain is restored, and the gates to the inner courtyard have opened.
Do we really need the gates to have opened? I mean, we're ghosts. Can't we just phase through stuff? And health went up a lot. They'll bring Chi up. I'll actually increase Chi damage. Just so I can fight better with this style. Make Mirror Veil hit harder. I think that's good.
You have nothing to fear here. Though many dangerous beings dwell in Dirge, these monks and soldiers cannot harm you. The monks and soldiers who fell during the battle are trapped here in Dirge. Caught in a never-ending war, they fight, they fall, only to rise and fall again. Lee cut me down on the steps of the temple. My body fell and my spirit rose. Powerless, I fled toward the outer courtyard, while the battle still raged. I wanted to see if you had escaped. Instead, I saw Lee take you, and I found myself trapped out here. The Emperor had sealed the gates behind me. My spirit cannot leave, Dirge. None of the spirits here can leave. For 20 years, I have been trapped in the outer courtyard, unable to pass through the gates. I cannot say what fate lies ahead, but after 20 years, your return gives me reason to hope once more.
These particular ghosts are basically just set pieces. Suck to forever repeat the same animations over and over again for all time.
The first fountain has been restored. You have done well.
Great mistress. It is heaven itself to see you again. I have been so lost without your wisdom.
I have left you without my guidance for far too long, Abbot Song. But I could not speak with you. My strength was consumed contacting the last of the Order. You are the last. There is no one else that can do what you are destined to do. I had to conserve and prepare. I did not know the exact day you would cross to this realm. The glorious strategist laid his plans carefully. The only thing he could not account for was my intervention in the instant after the Emperor's death, before he took my power. You were doomed long before I or my abbot entered your company. Had you deviated from Sun Li's plan, he would have ended his experiment at a time I was still helpless. Li is consuming my power, drawing it through the amulet he stole when he betrayed you. You must restore the next fountain before it is too late.
Yeah, why can't I still use the amulet if it's gone?
What you see is how you perceive abilities that are inherently yours as a spirit monk. Essence gems still serve you because the amulet was a pathway, not a source of power. The amulet trains you to access what is already present, something Sun Li misunderstood. However, as a focus, it still allows him to take my power much faster than his brother did. Let the wisdom of the abbot guide you if you need aid. Restore the second fountain, and I will speak to you again, if I am able.
I sense my former student refuses to rest easy. The time for subtlety is past. You are too valuable to abandon a second time. Come, we must return to Dirge.
Was it for Master Li, like, manually coming out here to bring him back? Dude dropping the entire building down on Death's hand would have actually done him in.
The second fountain is here, but the seal is missing. This could only be possible if the guardian bound to this fountain has been destroyed. This is troubling. I feel a foul taint here. Something worse than the corruption of the Emperor. Something older. Something not of this realm. There are unnamed things barred from entering both the mortal world and the spirit realm. But with the water dragon gone, such a being may have crossed into Dirge. Such a creature would be drawn to the corruption of the fountain. It must have destroyed the Guardian and hidden the seal so the fountain could never be restored. The creature would not go far. Wait, do you feel that? Something is coming.
I bring a message from my master. You restored one fountain, but the guardian of the seal was weak. The seal for the second fountain is not so easily claimed. I am the beginning of suffering. It was I who devoured the guardian bound to this fountain and claimed the seal for my master. Seek me out, traverse the path of the demons, and you can reclaim the seal, if you dare.
Well, this is obviously a trap.
I agree. The demon would not reveal itself without cause. But there may be a way to yet overcome this demon. I know of a gem here in the monastery, a gem of great power. You can use it to help defeat this monster. The gem has been kept here in the monastery for many generations, guarded by powerful spells that keep evil at bay. The spells persisted, even after Dirge fell. The demon seeks to lure us to its lair, but it may also be trying to lure us away from the gem. We must go through the opposite arch if you wish to claim the gem. You are the last spirit monk. The wards will not keep you from the gem. But take care. Its power will be like a beacon drawing all manner of dark spirits near. Battling through such creatures may be just as difficult as facing the demon. In any case, the choice is yours.
Auto-saving a lot for this part.
The same power that held the outer gate shut keeps these locked as well. We must restore the nearby fountain to open them.
Leaping tiger!
What's this? Another spirit drawn to this place? Another ghost seeking to claim the power of the gem? Your quest will end in failure, as did mine. For 20 years, I have sought to pass the wards protecting this gem. Its power calls out to me, yet the magic guarding this prize has kept me at bay. None can pass. You are bold. Do you not know my power? I could snuff out your existence like a flame. But wait! There is something different about you. You bear the mark of the water dragon. You can pass through the wards. As will I, once I have devoured your spirit.
Oh, right, the Red Minister style. We've actually fought, like, I think 2 Red Ministers before this point. And it's only now where we actually get the style. I gotta see Eye of the Demon Gem. Which is pretty good. +6 to everything. When damaged, the wielder has a 5% chance of draining a small amount of the attacker's health. Neat. Where's a place for that? Only +2 to body, yeah, whatever. Everything else is fine. Another gem. +4 to everything, that's almost as good.
Longsword!
Didn't realize I could destroy those urns. That's disappointing. Well, it didn't have anything vital in it. Like a really good gem. Bull demons are among the most cruel and powerful of all demons. Fatality makes other demons quake with fear. I forgot about this bull demon. Definitely the most disturbing looking of the demons.
You were servants of the Water Dragon, who once ruled Dirge. But your mistress has no power here now. Dirge belongs to the master I serve. His strength grows. He feeds on the taint of this place. And when he is ready, he will unleash us on the mortal world. I do not fear you, for the power of my master flows through me. I enforce his will, for all must bow down to him in time. The earth, the heavens, the living and the dead, all grovel before my master when he unleashes himself from Dirge. But do not fear, you will be spared this fate, for I will rend your spirit into nothingness.
Glad attacking him doesn't set me on fire like it does with the horses. And his shocking was only mildly annoying.
In all my long years of study and all my life, I have never heard of a being of such malevolent evil as this. I knew spirits and demons would overrun Dirge after the Emperor defiled it. But the corruption is far greater than I ever feared. And worse is yet to come. The temple itself is the center of Dirge's corruption. The taint is at its strongest there. I shudder to think what unknown evil might await us inside. The Water Dragon has faith in you, and I see you have faith in yourself. I must believe such faith is justified. In any case, we have found the seal. We should return to the fountain by the courtyard gates. Restore it with the seal you took from the demon, and the gates to the temple courtyard should open.
Getting a lot of EXP here. Okay, that didn't actually give me anything, it just gave me a power-up. Great. Fucking traps! Oh boy, a charm gem. Definitely gonna use that. I got the one that dropped the power up that could have healed me was placed before the other ones that were actually traps.
The second fountain is restored. The gates to the temple courtyard have opened. You speak as if restoring Dirge was some minor task. Remember, when Dirge fell, the very essence of the water dragon was corrupted. The power of the water dragon is divine. Any mortal touched by it would be instantly consumed. However, the Emperor found a way to corrupt the divine power. The immortal purity of the water dragon was befouled by human blood spilled in her fountains. Her power was tainted, allowing the Emperor, mortal, to seize it as his own. For a mortal, blood is life. The sacrifice of blood can have great power, even over the gods. But now is not the time for this discussion. The gates are open now. We can make our way through the temple courtyard to the temple itself. Inside the temple, you can complete the restoration of Dirge.
I forget they draw out this part a bit longer than it actually is, just by having Abbott Song speak so much.
Longsword! Keep me tight!
I forgot to even try out the Red Minister style. Just for the sake of it. I was on the right screen. Didn't need to change from it. temporarily replace Jade Golem.
Red Minister form.
Your A attack is just a bunch of slaps, basically. And your Et's attack just shoots some projectiles forward. Lets you absorb HP from enemies. I believe your regular attack also absorbs HP as well. It's not a very impressive form, especially when you have Jade Golem. Let's see how much more damage it dealt to that red minister. I'm out of chi now, so I can't use it anymore, but one swing dealt more damage than like 3 or 4 combos from a red minister. Granted, Jade Golem is fully upgraded, but still. It's a much more effective form. Not quite sure what that sizzling noise was, but it's gone now. Is there nothing over here? What did I even come here for? I guess more EXP.
The second fountain is restored, and for this, I thank you. But from this point on, Abbot Song cannot travel with you. He must lead his fellows from their cursed existence.
Great Mistress, I have tried to lead them, to free them, but they will not listen to me. They cannot even see me. Let me continue on and redeem myself for this failure.
You suffered doubt in defeat, but you are strengthened by the actions of this spirit monk. Go. Lead your fellows to victory and rest. Your path does not lie in the temple.
Yes, Great Mistress, it is all so clear now. I will do as you say, and the spirit monks shall avenge the great slaughter of 20 years ago.
He's probably just going to fail again.
Abbot Song has done all he can for us. For too long he has been apart from his brethren. Now he can finally join them, though their ultimate victory will be up to you. A great evil awaits, and only you have the power to defeat it. Destroy the creature corrupting my temple. Do this, and the restoration of Dirge will be complete. With Dirge restored, a great portion of my power will return. I will be able to grant rest to my loyal servants, and help you back to the land of the living. But beware. The true corruption of Dirge rests in the temple, where Emperor Sun Hai struck me down. That desecration drew terrible things to Dirge, beings not part of the natural order. An abomination has gorged itself for 2 decades on the pain and suffering released with my murder. 20 years growing strong, feasting on the death of a god. I cannot aid you
If it can die, then I can kill it.
The very taint that feeds your enemy keeps me from entering. Destroy it. Cleanse my temple, and I will speak with you inside.
You cannot join this battle. Your destiny lies in the temple at the top of the stairs.
Ebbitong is apparently here somewhere, but I don't see him. This guy moves really fast in the underworld. This is inaccurate, I don't use that dual sword style. Might have actually found some dual swords. One with fire is called the Aspect of Sorrow. Swords is Aspect of Despair. Ice is Aspect of Rage. I would assume the fire one would be the rage one.
The taint is destroyed. My temple is cleansed. Dirge is restored. After 20 years, my spirit may once more return to my temple. I can act now, but not for long. Sun Li will soon command all of my power. To complete my restoration, you must return to the mortal world. Find my body and destroy it. Sun Hai devoured my heart, but he needed time to siphon my power. He kept my body from dying, trapped between life and death, held like a trophy in his Imperial Palace. That was how he ended the drought. You must find my body and kill it, so that when you defeat your former master, my power is free to dissipate. Until then, I cannot be reborn. Be prepared. Sun Li will not fall as easily as his brother. The Emperor had to proceed slowly. Sun Li has used the amulet to take much more power far more quickly. You must destroy my body in the palace to weaken him, but there is more you can do. I see within you the knowledge of his child. If it lives, Li's rage can be proven false. See through my eyes and shape what you already know. One among you was born to the light of a false morning sun. Already she senses it was the burning of Dirge. But Dirge is not known to the Empire. It is a secret place, and its death was only visible from one height, one vantage, the palace of the family's son. And then spirited away from the tale your lost friend told. Born while the brothers attacked this place, killed after Li was cast out. He never knew her. Son Li does not look with the eyes of a father. His gaze does not seek life. She was appraised as a tool, just as you were, but her potential did not hold his interest. The loss of his family hides his ambition, perhaps even from himself. It may benefit you to reveal this, but my body must also die. I am the shepherd of the dead. I can restore your life, though the act will drain me of what little power I reclaimed, and may expose you to even more danger. The maddened spirits that swarm this realm hunger for passage anywhere. I will not be able to stop them following you, but there is no other way. Remember, find my body in the palace and destroy it, or you will not be able to defeat Sun Li. Enter the portal. I return to you the life that was so wrongly taken.
The death ended up just being like a small detour. I was like, what, 40 minutes and back up and running again? Yeah, I guess that's where you figure out that Dawnstar is Master Li's child. I thought I had missed it when Sagacious Zoo only told us that child was alive. Whereas at that point, I don't know why he didn't say it. He's already revealing that much.
Alright, everyone calm down. We managed to lose them, but we'll have to stay out of sight for a while.
But what can we do now? The last hope for the Empire died in the palace.
I don't know. We'll think of something. For now, we have to make sure we survive.
Your situation.
All is not lost. Hear me.
Wages?
We must go to Dirge.
What? Why?
We must go to Dirge, quickly. There's no time to explain.
But the portal was not sealed quickly enough. Defeat the maddened creatures that have followed you, or your life will once again be undone.
Annoying, he keeps knocking me away. Those horse demons I don't think were considered
Seek
actual
your
horse
fellows.
demons. Like, their
They
names were
know
just
about your
demon,
awakening and
and they
are on
didn't,
their
like,
way to the shelter
deal
of
fire
Dirge.
damage to me when I was attacking them.
Hurry. Others will find you soon enough.
Hey, it's a statue of the guy I killed. Meditate in front of it. That's a lot of stuff just lying around Dirge. I don't remember what all these pieces I'm collecting are meant to be used for. Kinda forgot they were a thing. Oh, whoops. So, no warning given to the player about this, but if I'd collected more stuff and brought them here and fully repaired that, then I could have meditated on them and gotten like a larger stat boost, I imagine. Oh well. I got plus 10 chi from Communion of the Ocean, so whatever, that's fine. Stats aren't really a problem at this point anyways.
Sahir an Nikufumir, Aknatnir Sawir Pika. Tukir Wosair Lucy.
Longsword! Leaping tiger!
Man, they got here quick. All the way from Tien's Landing. think I want to go to the inner courtyard just yet. I don't even think I can. No.
You are here, alive. We thought you were dead, and then I had visions of the strangest things.
Dawnstar guided us to this place, but I expected a ghost, not flesh and blood. You couldn't have.
My surprise is tempered by knowing that spouses and companions will follow beyond reason. Far, far beyond.
Your role is of great importance indeed. Mortals are never returned to life in their own form.
Few things are more dangerous than the interest of the heavens.
Pardon the intrusion, but might I add the entire army of the Emperor to that list? Or is that too small a thing for your attention?
Your return was predicted by more than Dawnstar. Assaulting the spirit realm has alerted your enemies.
Your former master, my uncle, has taken the Jade Empire as his own. Emperor Sun Li has set the whole of his forces against us, and we are trapped here in Dirge. After you defeated my father, and Li struck you down, he claimed both your amulet and the heart of the water dragon and announced that his rule had begun. The Lotus Assassins were his almost immediately. Your amulet must have allowed him to quickly do what it took my father years to accomplish. We had no choice but to flee. In the days after, the new Emperor did not seem overly concerned with capturing us, and we did not know where to go.
He didn't consider us a threat. We had no way of fighting him. Just as with Sun High, only a spirit monk can face him with hope of success.
That's why we came here. Dawnstar's vision seemed impossible, but any hope was better than none.
Unfortunately, Emperor Sun Li sensed your stirrings in the spirit realm as well, and now we are trapped.
You do not face Emperor Sun Li. You face the whole of the Imperial Army. All of it. Not lone assassins or a single brigade, but the whole of the army, golems and all.
Only one path is passable by foot, and that is the route they are coming up. We cannot sneak past such a horde.
My marvelous dragonfly will not survive the passage either. The winds force a certain path, and the army's flyers are guarding it well. But that is our luck, as well as our sorrow. Their inferior flyers can barely stay aloft in such currents. They will not overrun us from the air, at least not in numbers.
We have a little time. They are still at the base of the mountain. I'd say the main force won't be here until tomorrow.
We will start securing the temple. The great gates of this place will grant us some valuable time. At least they will not take us by surprise.
Fortifications? Perhaps I will remove some of the ordnance from the marvelous dragonfly. Properly applied, it may prove useful tomorrow. Come, Whirlwind, I need your muscle.
That's the Black Whirlwind. And as long as it makes the coming fight more interesting, I'll lift whatever you want.
That is all we can do to save ourselves today, but there was more that you learned in the spirit realm, wasn't there? I can tell. I saw hope in my vision that led us to you, but there was also something I didn't want to believe. I didn't tell the others. Can it be true? Am I really Master Li's daughter?
What? Laughable. I see why you didn't tell us. That is ridiculous.
It is no more outlandish than half the things I have seen in your company. She is of the right age.
Lots of children are born every day. I was born at that time. If you don't count this latest rebirth, so is our friend here.
But I was named for the fires of Dirge. Kui said as much, and it seems obvious now. The red glow opposite the morning sun was the temple burning.
So what if it was? It could have been visible across the Empire. But that's not... That would make her...
A cousin? A princess? A rival?
You be quiet. This is not amusing. A ploy with potential, but you might as well make up anything. This is hard to swallow.
Does anyone care how I feel about this?
Not particularly. Not especially.
I don't want to be used like this. Did you
I don't think that'd actually be an option.
Tool? He should be told, but try to see this as a way to get through to him.
You were both crazy. I'll go along with it if it helps us in the end, but I'll need more proof to believe it, and I expect Sun Li will too.
We have to survive the coming attack before anyone is told anything. We've done all we can for now. Tomorrow we'll decide our fates.
We should all get some rest. But if I could have a word with you when the others have gone, I need to speak with you.
I haven't saved in a while. This is a good time as any.
I was wondering when we'd find time to be alone. Everyone has been hovering about you since you got back. I have hesitated to talk to you. I wanted to be sure of what I would say. To be sure that you were still the person I cared so much about. Do you still feel the same way for your silk fox? I haven't been able to sleep since you fell. All I could think of was finding a way to take revenge. So much hate washed over me. It's hard to let that go. Now that you are back, I'm not sure whether to slap you or kiss you. Oh, you never stop. Death is on the wing and you make jokes. Of course, why shouldn't you? Death is tea in the spirit realm for you. I am truly frightened about tomorrow, but I know I am safe here with you. Whatever comes, thank you for showing me how to care for people. I have never been closer to anyone.
Look at how quickly the romance blows by in this. Yeah, that's basically what you get out of it. And if it's a same-sex romance, like the screen fades to black before you actually get to see a kiss happen. If it's an opposite-sex one, then you actually get to see it. If you're male, you can actually romance both Dawnstar and Silk Fox. I don't remember if they show that one. Probably not, because that would involve animating like a different kiss. One where 3 people are participants, as opposed to just 2.
You have done well to restore the Fountains of Dirge, but they cannot shield you fully. Not with the power I now control. This is nothing more than a dream, my pupil. I can do nothing here, but I can influence things. Do you remember your fellow students?
Vaguely? It's been like 20 hours, dude.
They certainly remember you. They remember how you left them to die. They died so there would be nothing holding you back. Their deaths ensured that you were properly motivated. Without you, they would still be alive.
Leaping tiger! Longsword!
I said I don't care, and he still goes along with it.
It wasn't you.
Impressive. But this was only a dream. You will not be so fortunate tomorrow.
It's probably the funnest section of the in-game portion of the game.
You're awake! It sounds like the army is on the move. They're on their way up the mountain. Sky left a few hours ago. He said he was going to see how far up the mountain they had come. We haven't heard from him since, and I'm worried.
Look, he's back!
Well, that's convenient for my nerves.
Sorry for being late. Thanks, but this wasn't a mistake. Well, not a large one anyway. I went down the mountain to scout them out. I figured I could get a good estimate of how many were coming and get back here. It didn't work out like I planned. There are Lotus assassins by the score, and golems too. You didn't bury them all. They have a lot more. Imperial Army flyers in the distance too. They'll be here soon.
Bad, bad, very bad. What are we going to do? They'll be across the main bridge in no time.
Yes, we must. The golems are not just the ones you saw before. Bigger ones, giants, siege golem.
Siege golems? Oh, I've heard of those. 30 feet tall and can throw an ox. Well, pretty darn far. I didn't have time to measure. Oh, they crush walls, too. It would be bad if they reached us. The casks I took off the Dragonfly would make short work of the bridge, though. A little fire, and whoosh! Earth meets sky.
You will need someone to keep any advanced Lotus assassins away from you. I will accompany you.
No, it's too dangerous for just one person. I'll go as well.
Of course. Dawnstar, a chance to prove your worth to me. You too, Kang.
Yes, Princess.
But what about the rest of us? Why just send them? Why are we sitting here holding our... Oh, I get it. They're coming here too, aren't they?
Who? The Lotus assassins? But they'd have to fly to get past the wall, and the winds are too strong.
Hundreds may die in crashes, but a few will get through. Do you really think Death's Hand minds such losses? My wounds will make me a burden if I stay at your side. I will keep guard over the temple itself. Groups landing there should be small enough for me to handle. Kang, old friend, I'd like to borrow a few of your marvelously explosive casks. I have something special in mind for any assassins who breach our line.
What? Yes, yes, whatever you want. I have enough on my mind. During the night, I made some, reinforcements to the marvelous dragonfly. I don't sleep much, you see, ever. Anyway, I doubt we could escape, but we can make a dent.
A short run in the flyer to take the brunt of their advance. It might be a worthwhile mission, or it might be suicide.
Well, what isn't these days? It's not necessary. I leave the decision to our illustrious leader.
May as well do the flyer thing.
Yes, that's the way. I knew you'd be up for it. Off we go. Everyone
It's
be
nice of
ready
them to
for
make
our
the flyer minigames always optional.
Make every shot count. We'll need the help.
Even here at the very end. I'm not even sure if actually doing this does anything. But then again, there's no reason to not do it. That one on the left is glitching out over there.
We can't take much more of this.
Ow. Realizing that. Actually pretty epic.
That's it. We have to get out of the fight.
Jeez.
You're scuffing the finish.
Yeah, I'll retry it. Oh, I have to go through a loading screen every single time. Some of these things are hitting me, even with the shield up.
Don't let it beat us. I just finished this thing.
Alright, that wasn't too bad. I'm not sure what was making the one on the left just flip out. Actually get something for it. Was it a technique? No, it's like a flyer upgrade. I don't think I have anything to use the flyer on after that. I seem to have gotten the EXP for it though, so.
Well flown and fought. It didn't stop them, but that black eye will make them think twice about our resolve. Now, back to bringing down the bridge.
You better have enough explosives left. Dawnstar and I can't hold them off forever.
Are you sure I shouldn't just charge the main gate? They wouldn't be expecting that.
Unexpected acts are not always successful acts.
You have a narrow understanding of success in battle, bun man. Must be your small head. My fill? I have been sated from wine and battle, but never filled.
I don't like these odds, but death is not as final for me as it is for you, so what do I care?
It looks like we won't have long to wait. Kang better keep his mind on his task at the bridge, or this will be a short last stand.
Wait, I sense something.
Time is better spent doing than talking.
You didn't see? He was... One of the spirit monks was right there. He stayed behind to tell me that there were hidden treasures still left in Dirge.
I saw nothing. Are you sure you didn't hit your head when you crawled out of the dragonfly?
Make light of it if you want, but he said that we should search Dirge. The magic that restored the temple also destroyed spells that cloaked chests hidden in the ruins. The monks used these chests to hide treasures, including powerful weapons. They didn't want them to fall into the Emperor's hands. He said that one was nearby. Maybe we can find it before we reach the bridge. Lead on.
That's very convenient. And here we actually get to play as either Dawnstar or Silk Fox, and obviously I went with Silk Fox. And that's what she was talking about. Basically just improves Silk Fox's weapon.
I have to wedge the casks of dragon powder under the bridge. The Lotus assassins are sure to come up that pass any minute. Keep them from this end of the bridge. Here they come! Hold them off! I only need a minute!
Try not to break a nail, Princess.
Camera angle's somewhat awkward here. Wow, Kang can actually block.
fuses came loose. I need another minute or two.
Oh, Kane can actually throw punches.
It's done! Get away before it explodes! The fuse is a short one!
Oh, the siege golem looks badass. And it can roar.
But flyers don't stop at bridges. Our friends at the temple may have only gained a few minutes.
I look like they will continue to just roar in impotence as it's over there too. I'm pretty sure you don't ever actually fight a siege golem. I guess it's just assumed they would just annihilate you. And despite what they said about its height, it's like about as tall as a regular Jade golem.
Damn it, they've given us a few minutes already. Dangstar and the princess did their job too well. That's better.
Just shut up and get ready.
Now that's a big one. Finally, a worthy fight.
Yeah, we just get like a power trip as Whirlwind. The fact that he actually has a kill score is great. And everyone he kills just goes bloody. Ouch. You can really just tear through regular guys.
I think we should go back to the temple. And quickly, before those flyers drop more Lotus assassins.
More is good. Let them come.
But we'd be safer in the temple.
We're safer if I destroy the enemies they send. I prefer an active defense.
I like how that Canada's closed fist for Black Whirlwind. I forgot you could actually go to the pause screen and look at their like stats and stuff. Like you'd see their alignment. Look, Flock also had some close fist points, so she'd probably have a similar set of screen to Whirlwind there. You'll notice if Whirlwind picks up the bottles Ho is tossing out, he'll just make a belching sound, and he'll actually recover HP from it. He won't change his style though, presumably because it's not enough to get Whirlwind drunk. It even does like the kill-tacular thing for Whirlwind. More respawned when I left this area and came back. I wonder if I can get more to spawn going forward again. Nah, it doesn't appear to be the case. I'll just go ahead and go up the stairs, what the game kept telling me to do. It's weird to see Whirlwind take like a martial arts stance like that.
That racket is distracting me from the cries of my enemies. Sky better have a good reason for ringing that bell. Let no one past. Not with all their parts, at least. You go. I'm having too much fun here. Ah! Come to my axes, all of you.
Good, you are here. The trap is set, the signal's sent. It's all up to you now. No, this is something I couldn't tell you about. Please, give me a chance to explain. You'll like what I have to say, I hope. I was approached, once or twice. The Lotus Assassins offered much, even the chance of returning my daughter. But I assure you, I did not plan to betray you. You showed me that the world, my life, is not as pointless as I once thought. My daughter is long dead. Their offer only shows how desperate you have made them. I let them think I agreed, but hear me out. I couldn't risk that someone else in the group was also tempted. They might tell Death's Hand the plan was discovered. This is a chance to isolate the leader of the troops. Death's Hand thinks that he and a group of assassins will enter the temple unopposed. But I have a surprise. I set traps. Remember how I asked Kang for some of his explosive casks? The assassins will be destroyed, and Death's Hand will be yours alone. He's an arrogant one. I doubt he'd consider the possibility that my loyalty to you would be stronger than my fear of him. The bell was the signal. He'll be here. Thank you for this opportunity, by the way. I could never face Death's Hand myself. but I want to make him pay for thinking I would be so weak. Use my daughter against me, will he? Make him hurt.
Very good, Sky. You have proven a useful tool.
Guess again, you slab of rot. That should soften him up. I may not be able to fight him while I'm wounded, but at least I did this. I'll go warn the rest.
You have a better grip on your fellows than my master thought. The plight of a dead child is difficult motivation to resist.
Did I leave you buried in the dirt somewhere?
I am reborn again and again. I am the will of the Emperor. I am Death's hand. Sun Li commands that you die. I must obey. The will of the Master guides me. The strength of the dragon empowers me. I cannot be defeated. I must obey. You know nothing about me, about what I endure. Your fists will not defeat me, not while I must obey.
Just shoot Death's hand.
Longsword.
I like that he's not immune to, like, flinching and other stuff. Many bosses are.
You refuse to see it, don't you? You must know who Death's Hand is by now, but what he is defies you, defies your skill. He is more than Sun Qin ever was. Some High linked him to the stolen power of the Water Dragon, and bound him to my armor to taunt me. An unrelenting, unbeatable force that wore the face of my betrayal. Now he is mine.
Do you pretend to have insight into my character? Some great truth from beyond the pale that will reform me? I am no villain. There is no malice in my actions. I had no choice. My brother had no restraint. A world under his heel would be chaotic and violent. I will bring order. I will ensure that everyone is safe within their roles. What foolishness is this? Death has addled your senses. You bring up memories that are mine alone to bear, and then you claim that they are false? I will not hear this. Your tongue profanes a place in my heart where no one is permitted.
You are truly speaking nonsense, Dawnstar. Ridiculous. But you have no doubt. Your voice is unwavering. You believe this with all your being. You force my hand. I must picture her, unblinded by strategy or hate, and consider what it would mean if she truly were my child.
I must answer. It does not matter. Enough! What's done is done. If you think I'm a monster for claiming power, so be it. I intend to make the Empire a better place. As a god, it will be a simple matter. Arise, Death's Hand. You are bound to this power, and you will not stop until this fool is dead.
Here, let's try the check.
You have learned
Of course it
much
didn't
about
work.
your heritage as a spirit monk, but you missed the most important lesson. They are all dead. Their skill did not save them. Do you intend to rescue Death's Hand? Perhaps you think you can appeal to his conscience, to the remnants of kin that swim in
I
that
don't know what would
element.
happen if I succeeded in that intuition check there.
Will you? I wonder why you oppose me when you are so willing to assume my methods. Come then, pit your will against mine. Take him if you can.
And now the second fight against Death's Hand. And this guy isn't even a party member. And Sunken is just flat neutral. I could actually like go into his inventory and check like his weapon and see like the flavor text for it if I really wanted to.
Enough! You have cut the strings to my puppet, but you will know defeat soon enough. I grow closer to the heavens by the minute. Take this corpse. See if you can throw away such a useful tool. I will face you at the height of my power, in the heart of my empire. Your master awaits you, child.
Please, let me rest. Let my spirit finally have some peace.
Nah.
Do not step down that low road. This is a mockery of life. Step back from the path my brothers took, that I took.
Nope, you're mine.
Know this, spirit monk. You walk a path very near that of your master. Both lead to power, but the cost cannot be avoided. Know this, spirit monk. There are prices to pay.
I now own Chinese Darth Vader. And Death's Hand is now the last party member you get. Which if you're open palm, you don't get them because you just let them go.
I find this matter most unsettling.
What? He's a damn good fighter. Better to have him as an ally than an enemy.
He's not an ally, he's enslaved.
He is more useful the way he is. He did a great deal of damage. We could use him to repair it.
Can you blame us? There is an unsettling new presence in the group.
An odd kind of trophy to collect. Very hard to display without reaction.
I do not like what this means, especially for your ability to make it happen. I am also surprised that the princess has not stood up for her relative.
Let his spirit rot. It is not as if the honored Prince Kin did not earn his fate, much as Sky earned his.
I do not like that he is here. It seems cruel, even if he was
What?
our enemy.
I'm not sure where that Sky
Tools
thing came
must
from,
be
because Sky's
respected,
alive.
But they are still just tools.
I thought that was a line they meant to cut out, but
Fine,
didn't.
That is why this is cause for concern.
I cannot support this. His spirit should be allowed some peace. I can't follow you if you approve of this.
I don't care if he goes or stays, but the twisting of a man's soul should not be allowed.
Such a thing is not natural. I won't follow you if this continues. I'd rather face my wife again.
That means he's really against it.
Such binding holds the will of the victim. They are forced to obey your every whim, but they see themselves commit each act and can wail their shame. It could be used to shepherd spirits gone mad, but on the living it is sublime torture. Spirit monks were forbidden to indulge in such ways.
Another surprise from your time among the dead. You continue to be an extraordinary person.
You would strip away my will? What is my loyalty worth if it is forced?
I could suffer the imprisonment of my body, but having my mind taken would be a horror. You know me. This would be unbearable. Won't you listen to reason?
Nah.
If it must be done. Come on, let's get this over with so we can get to our next battle.
Rowan just doesn't care. Nice camera angle, by the way.
It would seem that the group is again of one mind.
Who cares what brings them to the front line, as long as they fight when they get there?
What choice do I have? You have taken my will. I will follow you to the ends of the Empire, but it will mean nothing.
Pretty little thing, forced to see what it truly takes to attain power in this world. A tragedy I am lucky to witness.
So far, it's just all about it now.
Hatred for Death's Hand now. He endured this for 20 years.
It might not have been necessary if you had shown proper loyalty. Certain acts may seem unseemly, but we fight a greater evil.
A greater tragedy is how you have fallen. If you accept this, what of your beloved Empire? What will become of it when our leader's evil replaces Master Li's?
While I do not wish to take sides in the management of my fellows, I must agree that we need to move forward.
Emperor Sun Li is growing stronger. The water dragon is yielding more power to him than the previous tyrant ever managed to consume.
I appreciate the need for haste, but the marvelous dragonfly will need some adjustments. The landing here was, rough. I will ferry whom I can for an initial assault. Give me a few moments. We will leave at your command when my work is done.
Now we're just blowing through chapters. See what Death's Hand has to say about all this.
Your wish, master. That weakling is not present. Allowing him to rejoin this body would have resulted in its destruction. You wisely chose otherwise. My will is my master's. Kin was pushed aside, forced to watch as his form embodied the darkest wishes of Sun Hai, then Sun Li, and now you. I am a projection. I cannot exist without your evil. I am a servant. I was told only enough to function as the leader of the Lotus Assassins. My every thought is an extension of my master.
That's all we have to talk about.
I am capable of nothing else.
I like how he's not like whiny as Sun Kin.
I have seen everything that I believe in torn apart, one after another. Hopefully it is all over soon. The Empire has suffered at the hands of fools for too long. Wait until they see the new Emperor I am bringing them. Sun Li is a fool. If a member of the royal family is to be enslaved in Death's Hand, he should at least be incompetent. We will make things right. Tomorrow will bring a new rule. I know it. Let the heavens try and stop it. I doubt they have that power anymore. For 20 years, a fool has misused a wonderful gift. If the opportunity to make use of that strength is given, I hope you make the right choice for the Empire and us. I will be ready. Don't worry.
So, Slays, what do you have to say?
Don't look at me. It is bad enough I feel your will within my mind. I don't want to see your face.
Relax. You will see what I wish. Look at me.
My eyes may do as you command, but they will hold no affection for you. There is no strength in this. Only the most insecure leader would command such forced obedience. Are you so fearful of opposition? Poor child, grasping for control. Just go.
Please, I don't want to talk. My head moves as you direct, but that makes you a master, not a friend. You collar those who would be friends so that they have no chance to oppose you. That is not strength, that's fear. I do not know who you have become. When this is all done, will the people of the Empire recognize you as one of their own, or just another tyrant? I do not look forward to your next visit.
While my duties don't seem to have changed much, I find this form of servitude even more degrading than the kind my gentle wife imposes. I am not alone in my own head. My every move is echoed in my mind by your approving or disapproving guidance. I am beginning to recognize that. If there is nothing else, I must do what I can to ready everyone for the coming fight. Just as you would have it.
What do you want? I owe you a great deal for freeing.
Poor Wildflower.
This body should serve well, as long as it lasts.
Just in constant terror until Yashin takes over.
Your mortal fates are such interesting things, such amusing toys. But if you get what you seek here and your ambition is realized, remember a faithful servant. Ha! And if you fail, well, then I'll have your soul to toy with anyway, as with this girl. Death's Hand is an interesting acquisition. I look into him and see a void where kin should be. It's like staring into an abyss. Things go the way you want them to. It's not up to me to pass final judgment on your effectiveness. I hope things are fairly clear to you by now. Either you or your master will fall. I recommend that you not let it be you. I'll be ready. Just be sure that you are.
The boredom is always greatest before the storm. Could we poke a stick in the eye of this little squall and get moving? Good decisions win the battle. Bad decisions draw it out. Either way, I'll be on the field. Besides, this Death's Hand fellow seems fine to me. Hasn't touched my wine, and he fights well enough. As for this binding crap, I don't see how it changes anything. A body is a body in battle. If it can fight for you, who cares what it is? I always have my fists, so I'm always ready. If I lose those, I'll have bigger problems than missing a fight. Actually, better safe than sorry. Kang, make me a wine bowl I can hold with stumps.
Yours or someone else's?
Ha ha! Now that's the kind of idea I can get behind.
Hello. I suppose the marvelous dragonfly is ready. We don't have to worry about landing too many more times. Just make sure you are done talking to everyone. I lost the interior baffling, so you won't be able to hear a thing once we are in the air. Oh, no, I tend to confuse things. Yes, I know I do. This is too important for my mutterings. Besides, the decisions that are coming, they are beyond me. You are deciding the fate of an empire. My mistakes result in the occasional crater. How big a hole might you be digging, Oh, I think they know you are ready. Every eye is on you, across the whole empire, I think. We'll have to see if you are worthy of that gaze, All right, everyone in.
This coming up is essentially the last section of the game. Going through the Imperial Palace a second time, which isn't much of a palace, it's like 4 rooms. Although 5 now that we'll be able to enter that lot gate we saw earlier. I got the skip option because this is the exact same like docking cutscene we saw before. Which I'm kind of surprised we could just, make it through.
Well, here we are. I'd hoped I wouldn't have to use this entrance again. I doubt this visit will be any less violent than the last.
Ha! You thought that the last visit was easy. This should be more fun than even I could have hoped for.
Yeah, I'm staying here. For safety.
A startling revelation from Kang.
I expect there will already be enough chaos to go around without your talents.
He is worthless for what comes. It may not matter who walks through the door. I sense a great power within, and her will cannot be ignored. She is strong here, but I don't think she means to interfere. Something about guidance. You will know more inside.
She will coerce and belittle. Trust your desire.
This is going to be a mess. I know it is.
I feel like that Death's Hand isn't just, like, completely stoic. Like, he'll actually chime in. And I'm going to use him for this.
My master.
He doesn't have any support style, he can only attack.
I've
Boo, do you
acquired
have
some
anything to
great
buy?
new items.
Jeez. Plus 50s. So it costs so much, I can barely afford them. And he has some plus 10 gems, that's not bad. Still, definitely want to buy these. Just sell some of the stuff I'm not going to use. Really all that matters to sell. I don't want plus 50 health, or plus 50 chi, plus 50 focus. I guess chi is better since chi can just be directly converted into health. Got this Way of the Closed Fist gem. Plus 5 body, plus 10 intimidation. Minus 5 spirit. Actually not that great. Yeah, I'll stick with what I currently have equipped. Anyone have anything different to say now?
Now what is it?
Tell me more about yourself.
I've already told you all I can. Besides, this is the time for battle, not words. Never thought we'd be back here again, and still no serving girls. These Sun Brothers are a strange lot. Come on, let's find this dragon and be done with it. Good. I'm itching to fight, not talk.
We don't have time for talk. We must take the fight to your master. The Empire cannot continue like this.
I am staying here, just in case. You go teach your master something about whatever he needs to learn. Yes, I'd like another look. I don't know why I thought Lord Lao was overrated. Clearly he, and by he I mean I, understands more than I, and by I mean me, could know. Or something to that effect. I have a bit of a headache.
I'm very surprised I can go back to the furnace.
Right. We will talk later. I'll just think up some new features for the dragonfly. Maybe mole talents for burrowing.
Lead on. I will follow. What choice do I have?
Direct me as you must, but do not expect me to like it. I am just a tool to you.
Sounds very sad.
I am thoroughly surprised that I even considered entering this place without being bound to your will. What was I thinking?
Tell me more about yourself, Ho.
I'm scared out of my wits, and I told you all the stories I have to tell. Perhaps we could resume this conversation later over some buns and tea? You know, being here with you, I almost wish I was home with my wife instead. Almost.
What is it now? Hurry with your preparations, so we can move on to more interesting things.
I follow as directed. I am capable of nothing else. You sustain me now.
Alright, let's go. Quite a lot of them. Freaking made me disoriented. That's annoying. Death's hand just fumbling about. Just someone threw sand in his face. Surprised in the slightest by all these traps. Really matters when I can just go down here and heal. The textures are a bit fucked up from the last time I came here.
You have come. Destiny set this moment in motion, but from here, your choices are your own to make. Your master awaits you, but he is not yet aware. You have time to alter things to your favor. You have time to set us all on the path to rebirth. Learn what has come before, and you will understand what must be done now. Follow into the depths and see what was done in search of my power.
Spirits know many things, but how to assault a fortress does not appear to be one of them. Follow her, and take someone with you, but whoever you leave behind should take another route. That way they don't get behind you and we'll all get equal fighting.
You don't know the palace. You will wander aimlessly.
I always wander aimlessly, and I always find my way. Besides, we've been here before.
The palace is open to those with clear intent. Lose focus, and you lose your way.
Bah, too much talk. It's time to kick in some doors.
There's so many paths this elevator could have led to, but it only leads to one for the player.
The tombs of the greatest emperors. Here the empire was built, and here the heart of it is laid to rest. Now that heart is torn out, like another to come. It was gutted to allow the flow, to guide the water that pours from a crime against the heavens and the order of all things.
Room had to be made. The old is cast aside.
Just room had to be made.
What hope is there for the future when the past is cast so roughly aside? The living are the victims. If this is how the past is treated, what can you expect for the future? Nothing done will matter because it will all be swept aside. Everything is someone or something's past. This is why mortals cannot wield the power of the gods. They cannot see the complexity of the world. For some things, this is true. But if you look too closely at the current crisis alone, you risk upsetting a greater balance. That was the mistake made here. Emperor Sun would not accept that his empire had to fade so that something new would bloom. He declared war as if the drought was an advancing army. He and the glorious strategist focused on me, the Water Dragon. I symbolized the fading they wanted to avoid and the regrowth they desperately needed. I became the answer to everything. Press further, and you will see the source of the lush new empire under the Brothers' sun. You must see it with your own eyes to comprehend what they have done.
Here is the source, as she was laid open. She is a trophy representing all that we accomplished. Her power bleeds to feed an empire.
Behold, words would not have sufficed. You had to see with your own eyes to truly know my fate. This cannot continue. Fight them. Show them that such things will not go unpunished.
Mirabelle! Longsword!
Death's Hand just getting his shit kicked in by all these spell spamming guys. All the wizards just immediately stun locked his ass.
This is what he has done. This is what your masterly allowed. For 20 years, my body has bled, separate from the spirit, feeding the Empire and the Emperor. It is an agony that you cannot fathom. To have fallen so far into the hands of men, rebirth is impossible while this continues.
No!
By all the heavens.
By the Nine Divine.
This is not right. Gods do not bleed.
Forgive us, great dragon. Our mortal kin are ignorant, foolish, unkind. These crimes will not go unanswered.
Such a clumsy means to power. They had to know this act would be punished.
Every freedom of
Sick
cherish
fox.
is violated by this.
As was commanded, the beast was cut open to sustain the Empire, for the good of all, the greatest evil.
I marvel at the mind that came up with this. To cast his gaze so far above his station, to his own makers, is admirable.
You small creatures. You heard the sounds of battle, but are you truly prepared? What will become of your world if my kind fall to the same evils that plague you? Your Master Li must be stopped. The Empire must find balance without the flow of heart water he has unleashed. Water flows from the wound that will not heal in the body that cannot die. Part of me functions as an aspect of our world, elemental in nature. It was never meant to flow free. It is not infinite. The Jade Empire is green, but somewhere another land goes thirsty. All things are linked.
Their concerns were for the Empire alone. Nothing else mattered.
I help myself by showing you what has been done in the name of power. Mortals will corrupt it beyond care for their fellows, or even for their own brothers.
If you see their foolishness, the same mistakes will not be made again.
The reign of Emperor Sun saw my abuse, but Sun Li, the glorious strategist, laid the plans. One could not occur without the other. It was never his intent to let Brother Hai rule. Had his plan initially succeeded, your master would be Emperor, and you would have been destroyed with the others of your kind.
It was supposed to be a new era, but even I did not know his true intent.
You are a spirit monk, charged with guarding the order of things. You were not born to this role, but as the last, a solemn duty falls at your feet. I cannot be healed. My body has been cut open, my heart removed. I should rejoin the Great Wheel, but I am defiled and cannot rest. Rebirth can only come when my essence is free. To defeat your master, you must stop the power he draws from me. Soon he will be too strong, even for you. Emperor Sun did not have the amulet. He had to draw my essence slowly, or it would overwhelm him. Even so, it took a horrible toll on his body. Your master does not have to be so cautious. The amulet is not a source of power, but it is a focus. He partakes of energy that mortals were never meant to hold. He laps at it greedily, expecting your return. You must destroy the source of that power. You must destroy my body. When he falls, all that is mine will then rejoin my spirit. Rebirth.
To what end? Look what has become of our master. Look what he has been a part of.
Interesting. This power could be used to strengthen the Empire instead of one man.
I do not think the mind of a mortal was meant to hold such ability.
This is where it begins. A question of similar intent was the start of all our grief.
Beware what you say, for you are still mortal and open to the same weaknesses he and his brothers displayed. It seems that you learned your lessons in the spirit realm a little too well. Yes. Blood from your mortal companions could be used to poison my body. The energy flowing to Sun Li would be disrupted, making him vulnerable. Defeat him, and my power would remain trapped in this body, for you to use.
I see you to explain all this to me.
You could claim his place, become a god. As the blood poison waned, your power would surpass his and eventually consume my very being. But the water that flows from me now sustains the Empire. If you poison my body, you poison wherever that water flows. You would taint the heart of the Empire.
No matter the cost, even if you destroy that destiny, you can't truly be considering this.
Using this power for the good of all would justify any means.
Are you certain that you will remain human after all is done?
I have learned that humanity cannot fully comprehend the cost.
Throw off the yoke the heavens would place on you. I'm curious as to the results.
And you have earned that right. I am with you.
I do not want to be a part of this. If I were not bound, I would beg you to stop.
You are a far greater evil than I imagined. My mistake was ever giving my loyalty in the first place.
The horror of this! Please, see the consequences and remember who you are!
The blood. Who will be the blood? You need blood to poison the dragon's corpse. Whose will it be? I want to see.
Yeah, Shen's just all about this. Ho would be amusing.
I really do not like this. My blood is very important to me.
No! At least let there be a fight. I can't simply let you do this.
No, must I be bound while this happens? I would fight.
It must be done. It is the only way to truly secure the Empire.
Struggle as best you can. Your world is in the balance.
Whatever is your will, Master.
Let me fight for you. There's so much death here, and none yet by my blades.
Yes, let us gather the blood you need. You are above it all.
Yes, show me you have the strength to craft an empire.
This is what you want? Then the friend I knew is well and truly dead at Master Li's hand.
I have no choice, though I know I will not win. Come.
This I really don't care for. Someone, help!
If they fight for me, they will benefit from my influence as you have, Spirit Monk. The heavens guide your hands. Pray it is enough.
It won't be. And now just kill your friends. Also, this is the only time Ho will actually fight. When it's against you. Bye, Dawnstar. Oh, shit. Alright. Bye. That was annoying. Dude, Death's Hand has my back. As I gun my friends down. We're all just ganging up on Ho. This... I feel sorry for him. Not enough to, you know, not gun him down, but... The water dragon just has to watch, man. Yeah, this is pretty fucked up.
This act only confirms what we must do next. Sun Li awaits you in the throne.
The blood just coursing through it now. It's all red. What does the closed fist do for me? Well, it gives you max closed fist points. Like, no matter your choices, like, prior to this, whether you kill the water dragon or taint her, that will give you, like, full either open palm or closed fist points. So you could have, like, an entirely evil playthrough, but if you, like, kill her and let her find peace, then you go straight to maximum open palm. I guess closed fist is a gem? Yeah, that's confusing. We have Way of the Closed Fist and the Closed Fist. But this one's a really good gem, so let's replace something for it. Yeah, this Mind and Spirit can go. So we're going the Chaos route. We've been on the Chaos route for a while, and hello, T-pose. Headless T-pose. No one else appears to be T-posing, everyone else is fine. A scintillating Gem of Power? I believe that's correct. Another good one.
Soon it will all be yours, and I will stand at your side, an empire like none before. I don't know if I will be much help. Emperor Sun Li is apparently stronger than my father was.
Bah! Danger in front or danger in back. Only a fool forgets to keep an eye in both directions.
As you wish.
Now we just fast travel to the Emperor's throne room. Wow, they refilled the urns. Gem of Unyielding Strength. It's nice of them to just, like, plant new urns in the time I was away. Ah, that's not worth it. What's that technique I got? Ostenchi. Neat.
Ah, there you are. I knew you would come, and I have grown very good at waiting. You are very different from the student I once taught. Death changed you, I imagine. I apologize for that indignity, but it was necessary. It was also meant to be the end of you, but you surprised me again. I should have studied your people before wiping them out. Even so, I did my best. I made you strong enough to achieve your destiny, but with a weakness I could exploit. I thought I anticipated everything, but you proved me wrong.
Will you not give one last thought to Dawnstar, your daughter?
Once more you tried to restore.
Who is dead.
My lost family was just one more tool.
If they had ever meant more than that, I would have been present when they fell. That it was Dawnstar only reinforces this truth. I would have recognized her had I cared to. What use are heirs to a god?
That is fortunate, I had to dispose of her.
Ah, so even you know when to cast aside those who have moved beyond usefulness. Then you understand why you, too, must fall.
I killed hundreds of your kind, thousands, just for the chance to become a god. I can't let you live, now that I am one. I am more than Sunhai ever was. I will undo the damage of his ignorance, force the dead to their rest, and keep the waters flowing. My empire will be ordered, obedient, and neither ghosts nor gods will plague it. And you are all that stands between me and the new peace. My brother summoned underlings to defeat you. I will create them from the very stone.
Longsword!
Ow. Behind it. There we go. Really annoying to fight. And they took down Dev's hand. Supposed to be this big badass, but he keeps getting his ass kicked in fights. Oh, and the pathway back just sort of disappeared.
Brother Lee awaits. The first battle was to test your resolve and abilities. He is ever the glorious strategist.
Lee believes in order, and order demands new urns.
An impressive display. Your star shines bright, but it is still trapped within a mortal body. Perhaps a more direct application of my power will show you what you are up against. And just how restrictive your shell truly is.
Wanna help, Death's Hand?
Yes, this will amuse me. Worse than actually dying. Seeing death come, and being unable to stop it.
The second time I've been petrified.
Physical barriers are no match for those we place in our own minds. My power has encased you in doubt, held you with the weight of your burden.
Get your tendrils out of my head.
You and your followers are playthings. Death's hand weakens without you, and the rest are held just as you are. You are each too weak to match my power.
presumes to trap us too. He is too strong to fight alone, but you can use the strength of your followers. What else are they good for?
What the hell is going on?
I will show them the way, and they can join you. Not me, of course. I'll be there for you if you win, but I have to plan for any possible outcome.
Jin is very pragmatic. If I were open palm and, like, didn't have all my other party members die, then they'd be here to actually help, and I'd only have one copy of Master League to fight. What an awkward time for a level up. Oh, I can't do it mid-battle, I guess. And he's immune to weapons. Great.
Sleeping tiger.
Amusing but pointless. My talons are deep within you.
Now it's only Silk Fox.
There are others that leap to your defense, but you have lost some along the way. They were sacrificed as you saw fit. Are you certain we are so different?
We cannot let this stand, not when so much is at stake.
Longsword. Leaping tiger.
Only had a chance to level up. Yeah, focus is sorely lacking now. Not that it hardly matters at this point. Matt's power mirror barrel. That 5% in speed is going to be all the difference. Sure, the last upgrade for Leaping Tiger. And the rest can go to Jade Golem, why not?
Your efforts are meaningless. Do you think to counter my influence by yourself? A god holds you. Nothing in the mortal realm can help you. Nothing.
I have moved with you, hidden, trying to keep focus. You may become a tyrant, but his tyranny is certain. I give you all that I am, all that I was. Defeat him if you can.
And one last bit of help from Zook. It does make sense since the dead can't, you know, leave the mortal realm. Will this be the final loading screen, perhaps?
Once again, I misunderstand. The raw energy, you are far too resistant to it. The loyalty you inspire is also tiresome, but I respect it. You have truly become a spirit monk. In another time, I would be proud of your ability. You are quick with a threat, as I encouraged in your earliest lessons. It is not the first time my efforts have been turned against me, but I learn quickly. I see now that the Water Dragon's power is the prize, not the means to victory. No matter what I expend, while you live, you will resist. That is your role. It is the celestial bureaucracy attempting to restore balance. We must bring the fight back down to Earth, unless you are made to see reason.
I'm listening.
What if I guarantee your name will live in the heart of each and every citizen in the Jade Empire? It is a glory beyond mere heroics. You would be eternal. I do not seek power as my brother did. I will correct the violence inherent in man. I will make certain there are no more wars, no more droughts. Everyone will be content in their roles, and they will hold in their hearts the warrior who sacrificed everything so that they might prosper. You could make that happen.
I follow that my name lives on forever. Why would I agree?
If you defeat me, little will change. In time, this empire will come and go, along with the memory of what you did. I seek eternal stability. Your name will forever be lauded. In the end, is that not the only immortality worth having?
Okay, I'm a bit scared to keep pressing on this, because it will actually lead to an ending. Where you can just be like, okay, and just let Master Li win. But, nah, let's just kill him.
Then there is no reasoning with you. You are as much a monster as I. Let us end this. No great waves of energy, no demons from the walls.
He will actually be true to his word. He'll do everything he's telling you.
I expect you have corrected the flaw in your style. No matter. Beyond the basics, I also taught you focus. Match me if you can.
You'd essentially avoid having a final boss fight against him. Now, he's being literal about the focus thing. Probably matters when you're paralyzed, though. Can I move, please? Ow! Not exactly what I meant. It's nice that Master Li isn't using that focus gimmick now. Considering I use that to attack. Speaking of, have you heard about a gun before?
You surprise me yet again. I'm a better teacher than I thought.
eyes are red now. And now we go on to the epilogue portion. For Silk Fox first. After the death of Sun Li, the princess and Wu the Lotus Blossom assumed control. They quickly crushed any opposition to the partnership they formed and turned a chaotic and fractured land into an economic and military powerhouse. Anyone that threatened the stability of their empire awakened a fury not even the gods could contain. It became dangerous to speak against them even in the lowliest of taverns, and Sun Lian and Wu the Lotus Blossom were often amused that, despite the power they could command, their enemies were often more afraid of the shadowy Silk Fox that could now, somehow, be in two places at once. Even at the height of their power, they made time for such games they both enjoyed. Wildflower. The birth of a new god is a time of infinite possibility. Anything can be accomplished by those with the will to seize it. Ya Jin was a prisoner in the body of the child Wildflower, but his master's ascension freed him. Ways of fate and power are fickle, and he backed the winning side. With Wu the Lotus Blossom's power growing, he could serve no better master. This mortal with the heart of a true god would not last forever. Someday the demon's time will come again. Death's Hand. Bound to Wu the Lotus Blossom's will, Death's Hand served the new empire whenever the face of terror was needed to quell dissension. Infused by the ever-growing power of his master, his physical form was eventually corrupted beyond what his armor could contain, and he became something other. Much to Wu the Lotus Blossom's approval, as the new form proved far more efficient at instilling fear. Besides, those allowed to comment agreed that the symbolism of trapping him within his brother's armor had always seemed somewhat quaint. So I like that he just becomes more horrific, and the main character is just like, nice! This is much more effective. Kang. After Sun Li's defeat, Wu the Lotus Blossom fortified the empire against any possible assault. Kang the Mad, revealed as the minor deity Lord Lao, continued his service to the new emperor. Is it still emperor? Or female? Wouldn't be empress? Yeah. Creating even more fearful devices, each intended for a more powerful target than the last. But Lao Kang knew that someday, probably sometime after helping subjugate the rest of the heavens, he would no longer be of use. He was certain he would eventually be called to build a machine to pull his own heart out to steal his power, and that just gave him the willies. His last invention opened the portal to another plane of existence, and he, along with a good portion of the Golden Delta, disappeared within. Nothing says I quit like a crater the size of a lake. Black Whirlwind. The Black Whirlwind that set to the job hunting demons for the celestial bureaucracy, but the ensuing red tape frustrated him so much that he gave up and made for the mysterious East. Shortly thereafter, the Empire received a great influx of Outlanders, many of whom were missing limbs and other body parts. He returned to the Jade Empire several years later, but this time he came from the West. He couldn't explain how he did it, but he was the only person unsurprised to arrive back where he started. Expressing a newfound hatred for people who couldn't make a decent bowl of wine, Black Whirlwind vowed to never again leave the Jade Empire. A week later, he got bored and headed off to the north. Black Whirlwind is the best. Alright. And that was it. Here we have the credits. If I recall correctly, if we wait long enough in the credits, there'll be like some funny outtakes. So I'm gonna wait and let those play out. But I really enjoy this game. It's a bit janky to play it nowadays, just because, you know, like some 20 years ago, well, not fully 20 years ago. It came out in like 2005, I think. But like 17 years ago, we were a bit more forgiving about some of the jankiness this game had, and even the loading times and such. It would probably, honestly, play a lot better if I played it on PC. I just didn't like how the controls felt. Though next time I play this, like, for myself on my own, I probably will play it on PC. Looking up on it, turns out there are a few, like, styles and other extra editions that are only on the PC. So I'm kind of interested to see what those would be about. And it would let me know if, like, the game itself just has screw-ups, or if it was, like, just the 360's fault for not emulating it properly. Yeah, BioWare eventually went on to do like a whole bunch of other like big name games like Dragon Age and Mass Effect that were all similar to Jade Empire, though it was Knights of the Old Republic 1 that sort of like started this whole trend for BioWare. I can't remember if Jade Empire came out between Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 or after 2. But it's a really fun game that's like often just forgotten about in favor of all the other BioWare games. Like, I'm surprised like just so few people know about it nowadays. If any other games got like a full-on remake, I would hope it would be this one. Probably wouldn't be though. I don't think it would take that much to, like, spruce it up and make it, like, better. Like, I think it would just need, like, just make the combat a bit more intricate. Like, have more combos, for one. There's basically just one, like, A-string combo.
Well, that was exciting. Are you certain we are not needed elsewhere? No? No? Oh, I see. Well, I suppose there's nothing left to do but to go home.
Eternally misstepping hoe. Where have you been? Do you have any idea how long I have waited for you to come back from your errand? I'll only be gone for a minute. That's what you said. Now I find you've been gallivanting across the Empire with some band of misfits and women. It's like my sister said about you. That man is gonna run off on you, she said. He'll be unfaithful at the drop of a bun. And you know how often he does that? You left me with how many orders? Too many.
Yes, dear.
And only your worthless cousin to help. The man doesn't know a bun from a road apple. A hard lesson, but I taught him. Remember the 6 batches of buns we had to throw away? They tasted the same, but no one wanted your twisted creations. Bendy buns make people uncomfortable.
Yes, dear.
I should know. I have to hear the comments while you're off doing who knows what at the ends of the Empire. Just who are those people I saw you with? A bunch of fighters, drunks, slumming nobles, and charlatan mystics. Oh, you always find the worst sort of
I believe that is the only time Hostwife appears. Appears in quotation marks. Oh yeah, I forgot about the PC version would also have mods.
Why do you keep running around like this? You're not
They're coming
the
back.
arena anymore. You are hoe, bunmaster, and husband. Is that not enough?
Yes, dear.
I should have known you wouldn't be happy with a simple life. But you know you would be dead if you kept up your old ways. I saved you, and this is the thanks I get. Those friends of yours weren't going to save you. They were more concerned about glory in battle. Oh, sure, they went on to rule whole kingdoms, but are they happy?
Yes, dear.
Just like my sister always said, give a man an inch and he'll be gone for months. I should talk to her more. In fact, she'll be staying with us for the season. And my mother. Oh, that'll straighten you out. If there's one man in the Empire that needs it, it's you.
I forgot they started with Ho with this whole bit.
Yes. Hi. Hello. I'm Dawn Star, and I play the childhood friend.
Hi, I'm Sagacious Zoo, and I play the part of the conflicted anti-hero.
I saw Jade Empire as a chance to branch out into more legitimate acting. I get a lot of comments about what I used to do on stage, but you do what you have to when you're starting out.
We all got along well enough. I had no trouble with anyone. We're not friends, mind you. I mean, it was just business. You have to be a professional no matter how much Sky bugs you. Did I just say that? What was the most difficult? Reloads. Piecing those golems back together isn't easy. To say nothing of getting the blood out of your robes. We had a disappearing dye that helped, but it just doesn't hit the wall right, you know?
Well, the writers at BioWare didn't know my early work, which is odd, since I thought you could find anything on that interweb thing.
Sometimes the competition got on my nerves, you know? I mean, here I am, clearly a badass loner with a dangerous past. And what happens? I'll tell you. Someone discovers drunken style and spends the rest of the game with that chucklehead hoe throwing booze at his head.
I auditioned with some dramatic scenes they would be more, familiar with.
There are 4 lights!
My favorite player model? Radiant Gen Z. She just looks interesting, you know? Plucky. Of course, some smartass would ruin it by changing her name during testing. I guess they used up all the good ones in the actual game. Creamy nougat? What the hell is that?
It was a nice change from my old job. I used to have solid bits that really packed the crowds in, but I was overexposed. I got tired of the late nights, the second bananas. I lost count of the straight men I burned out.
I'm classically trained, you know, not just in the martial arts. Yeah, I got a few projects lined up. Art house stuff, so I don't get typecast in the Loner Enforcer role. But, check me out in Loner Enforcer 9, The Bloodening. The best of the series. I don't want to leave my fans behind.
I didn't want to end up like my uncle Maximilian Shecky Star. He could really work the shtick, but no one wants to see a vaudeville review these days, even if it is the oldest profession in theater. I said I did vaudeville, right?
I see Jade Empire really as an extension of my previous film work. Dangerous Loner 2, Alone and Dangerous, Water's Edge, The Beach Razor Nightmare. I mean, come on, that was a classic coming-of-age story. Oh, and Cats. You know, near the end of the run when it was more real. I was set to be a bad guy in a kid's movie about a dog that rides a champion racehorse. Air Biscuit, I think it was. But the guy that plays Zong the Ox Carrier told me BioWare was auditioning. Well, I decided to take the pay cut to broaden my horizons.
I recall your earliest lessons. You fell from 1,000 feet during the Walk of Death, which alone was odd enough at your age, but you made short work of the Walk of Maiming and the Walk of Intense Discomfort, and tore your head clean off. I comforted you, well, your head, saying that you could just walk it off because you know the cut was clean, and then you would punch a mountain in space.
I love that ends on Master Lee just saying something completely fucking bonkers. Pretty sure, pretty sure Master Lee, like the character, just smoked some weed before that take. Or whatever herb they may have had in ancient China. Yeah, 2005 it says. Oh yeah, something you didn't really see because I always started the stream like loaded into the game. The title screen actually changes depending on which area in the game you're in. I love the last thing it ends on is Master Lee talking about you punching a mountain in space. I can't think of very many games that have like a fun credit sequence like that. Most of them are super serious. Alright, well, before that starts replaying over and over again. Well, this was a lot of fun to replay. Next time I think I'll play it on my own, because I do think this is more fun to, like... I'll just play on your own. Because it's better to, like, take your time with it, and sort of, like, experience things at a slow pace. I kind of had to, like, speed myself up more than I would have liked to, since I was doing this, like, streaming to other people, even if it wasn't that many people watching. So after this, I'll definitely play something people actually want to watch. I'll probably do, Where's RG1 next. But, anyways, yeah, there's only so many ways I can word I like this game. I may not have, like, expressed it too well, but that's just because I'm not exactly a very expressive person. I can really like something and barely say anything about it. No, I don't believe anyone else, like, does commentary in the credits on repeated playthroughs. I believe it's always them. I do wish that were the case, just to have more fun, outbits, or outtakes like this. Yeah, because, like, you hear characters that were, like, as Aristocrat pointed out, were dead. And that's going to be the case for every playthrough, since Sagashitsu and Master Lee have a bunch of lines for this. Alright, well, anyways, that's it for Jade Empire, and next time I'll play Wars RG1, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. I don't know when the next time I'll play it. Probably not too long, though.